Hi everyone. A simple question. Why do we need makeup? Obviously, most people use it to emphasize their facial features and hide flaws. While basic tools like foundation and mascara are enough to do this, in some cases, makeup turns into real art. Modern artists and cosplayers actively use it, combining it with body art. Today, we will show you the most incredible and frightening looks created using a makeup palette and materials at hand. Let's get it on. Venom. Venom from the Spider-Man universe is considered one of the greatest comic book villains, and for a good reason. This alien creature who can merge with the human body became a nightmare for many children. Recreating this look is not easy. Keep in mind the rows of huge yellow teeth and a bloodthirsty grin. But a makeup artist from Australia managed to transform into a monstrous villain so skillfully that it's hard to even believe these photos are real. To create the fangs, she used special polymorph thermoplastic, which is often used for Halloween costumes. She made black skin from gelatin and painted everything else with the help of ordinary makeup. By the way, with her body art and makeup skills, the girl not only surprises her followers, but also earns money for a good cause. The girl's father is diagnosed with a special form of cancer, lymphoma, and the girl uses her talent to raise money for treatment. Futurama. Perhaps one of the most recognized characters in Futurama is the mutant Chiranga Leela. You can't confuse her with anyone else because of her bright purple hair and her single eye. One would think that cosplaying this character is impossible, but today, everything is possible in the world of makeup. This cosplay, created by makeup artist Sabrina Cruz Castro for the model Virginia Applejack, is strikingly accurate. The author presented it in 2014 at WonderCon. She managed not only to accurately copy Chiranga's style, but also to make that giant eye on her forehead. How exactly the model could see where she was going is not entirely clear, but apparently for the sake of cosplay, she had to become blind for a couple of hours. Illusions. The makeup of this creative artist is so impeccable that it might be difficult for you to believe these photos are real as well. And no, it's not just about spectacular smoky ice or face contouring. The girl with the nickname Mimi Choi revolutionizes the idea of makeup, creating fantastic optical illusions. Using brushes and palettes, she can create a second face, and you'll have trouble understanding which one is real. Mimi can also transform into a wild cat with a huge open mouth, which stretches all over her neck from the chin. By the way, you probably saw a crazy-looking American actor Ezra Miller boasted at the annual Met Gala Costume Institute ball in New York. Last year, these pictures made headlines all over the world. This makeup was created by Choi. She admits that before meeting Ezra, she only talked to him on the phone once, but they turned out to be a successful creative duo. Skulls. Vanessa Davis from London became popular on Instagram a couple of years ago, thanks to the unique design of her skulls that she draws on her face. They look like something inspired by the world-famous holiday, the Day of the Dead in Mexico. In order to create another masterpiece, Vanessa measures her face and makes a template, where she later glues additional decorative elements. Then she cleanses the skin, conceals the eyebrows, draws a sketch and paints it with a variety of different palettes and shadows. The process of applying paint to the face looks like the work of a real artist on canvas. And sometimes, Vanessa actually recreates real paintings on her face. Cartoon characters. When you see the works of this makeup artist, you might think those are actually drawings in gouache or acrylic, but everything changes when you find out that these images were applied right to the girl's skin. Since she takes all of her photos against a black background, it's hard to spot her facial features right away. Characters from famous animated films, Garfield, Bart Simpson, Elsa from Frozen, the Wicked Queen from Snow White, or Dobby from Harry Potter often become the inspiration for the artist's fantastic works. First, the girl sketches on her face and shoulders, then colors it with special paints for body art, and voila, a static image suddenly comes to life and begins to move. Superheroes and villains. American makeup artist and cosplayer Brenna Mazzoni has become famous in social media for using makeup to literally transform into any character, from Pennywise to the Grinch. She especially likes to recreate looks of anti-heroes from various films, books, and comics. Brenna says that her hobby began when she was preparing for Halloween. She always loved to dress up and waited for this holiday for months to impress friends with her new costume. So, one day she joined the cosplay forum and realized that this was what she always dreamed of doing. Brenna began to hone her makeup skills, and now she devotes most of her free time to her hobby. The artist says that she first makes a few sketches on paper and only then begins to make the costumes. Preparation and purchase of materials can take several weeks, and the transformation can take an average of 3 to 4 hours. Monsters. When you're watching a horror movie with monsters crawling out of every hole, you always remember this is just a movie. After all, monsters are often created using computer graphics, so you definitely will not meet them on the street, unless you stumble across a Swedish makeup artist called Elena Rosander. The looks that she creates are scary to look at. They're really convincing. On her Instagram page, the girl shows how she transforms into terrible fictional monsters. To do this, she uses complex makeup techniques, including creating simply terrifying wounds and scars. The girl also creates frightening images for other people, for example the demonic nun Valak from The Conjuring 2 or the White Walker from Game of Thrones.
Don't you dare touch the dragon glass! Winter is coming!
Facial animation. British makeup artist Tiffany Hunt studied fine arts at the university, and this is evident when you see how impeccable her works are. Last year, the girl even won a special award from the NYX Cosmetics Company, which is considered very prestigious in the world of makeup artists. Tiffany loves to dye her hair in bright colors and turn into an alter ego invented by her, as well as characters from famous animated films. For example, during one of her tutorials, the girl turned into a charming ogre princess Fiona from Shrek. 3D paintings. You've probably seen photos of 3D paintings that some modern artists paint right on the asphalt. It's amazing how they manage to make the images so realistic. Such optical illusions can be created on the skin as well, and that's exactly what the Italian master Luca Luce does. With a stroke of a brush, Luca can create anything he wants on his face and clean-shaven head, from a white shark to an abstract painting. Before he became famous on Instagram, the guy worked for many years as a regular makeup artist on TV, but his impeccable treatment of perspective and form allowed him to become a world-famous star on social media. Abstract paintings. And here is another master of optical illusions, artist Dine Yoon from South Korea. Her work creates such a crazy computer graphics effect that you can't help but feel a bit dizzy. Those who were lucky enough to see the girl's works in real life say that they're both frightening and amazing. It's usually not possible to understand right away where exactly the real face of the Korean begins.
Oh my god!
By the way, Yoon's talent has long been known far beyond the borders of her native country. She was a guest on the popular Ellen DeGeneres TV show, starred in an Apple ad, and even did makeup of the famous singer Halsey during the filming of her music video. Humanization. In modern art, there is a movement called humanization. It's essentially an animation of logos, objects, plants, and edible products. Perhaps one of the coolest makeup artists of this movement is a Ukrainian artist under the pseudonym Claire. On her Instagram page, she shows what the largest social media would look like if they were people. Twitter turned into a cute girl with blue buns on her head, YouTube into a spectacular girl from a finishing school, and Instagram into an astonishing Martian with mind-blowing makeup. The girl also tries on the edible looks of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Claire's imagination is boundless. She has already turned into a pitahaya, a watermelon, tangerine, and eggplant. It's strange that her photos haven't yet appeared in an advertising campaign for some healthy food brand. We're certain that it'd be a success. However, the girl doesn't mind humanizing slightly less healthy food as well. Energy drinks, milk chocolates, sodas, and well-known fast food chains. Or for example, transforming into a delicious sunny side up with bright yellow yolk for a couple of hours. By the way, sometimes Claire cosplays anime characters as well. It seems that there is no ends to her talents. Artistic makeup. Brazilian makeup artist Aninha Pereira has been working in the field of artistic makeup for many years. Her tutorials are watched by hundreds of clients, and her Instagram videos get thousands of likes and views. But she has gained popularity on social media primarily due to her stunning transformations into fictional characters. She can turn into anyone, from the Wicked Witch of the West from the popular musical to SpongeBob. Characters from childhood cartoons. A riot of colors and a flight of imagination. That's how we would describe the Instagram page of this makeup master. In her works, Teresa Spencer likes to use all the colors of the rainbow. And she, by the way, even owns her own cosmetics brand. All this helps her turn into characters from our favorite childhood cartoons, like the nasty red-haired Darla from Finding Nemo, the one that torments the poor fish in the dentist's office. Face art makeup. There are quite a lot of artists who use makeup to create the looks of characters from fantasy, but not all of them manage to create a face painting as meticulously as the Canadian makeup artist Maddie Kennedy. For example, to recreate the legendary image of the Joker from last year's DC film, the girl even painted her neck and shoulders to look like a bright purple jacket, and to create Olaf from Frozen, she had to turn into an incredibly plausible pile of snow for a while. Living doll. Turns out that it's not necessary to do many face surgeries to become Barbie. The all-powerful makeup will help to create the subtle features of the famous children's toy. Katie Elizabeth Butt from England can turn into the legendary American doll or a cartoon character like Sailor Moon in a matter of hours. And trust us, you'll hardly be able to spot any differences from the original photo. Animals. A talented craftswoman from Japan who recently moved to New York has already attracted the attention of several major American publications, because no one has probably ever seen works like this in the world of makeup. With the help of conventional body art materials, the girl transforms into various animals, from charming pugs to bloodthirsty wolves, and it looks, frankly, a little frightening. Halloween costumes. Rachel Roll from the American city of Yakima started doing makeup just a couple of years ago. Although looking at her works, you'd never think so. You get the feeling that the girl has been doing makeup her entire life. Some of her works take 8 hours to finish, but it is worth it. The result is glorious looks that seem to be made with Photoshop. It all started in 2018, when Rachel decided to take part in an Instagram Halloween challenge. Every day for a whole month, she posted her ideas for interesting looks. The web users liked them so much that the girl decided to do the same for Christmas, and since then has not abandoned her hobby. Dot work makeup. Jodie Larkin is quite different from all of her colleagues. Instead of using her entire face and body, she creates art exclusively with her lips and eyes. For example, she draws funny objects around them, or turns them into body parts of animals and mythical creatures. It might seem a little weird, but we have to admit that it's quite creative. Hey, stop being lazy, it's time to use that brain of yours. Welcome to Brain Time. Incredible facts from the past, the present, and even the future. The power of nature and wild animals, amazing facts and unsolved mysteries. You'll find all this and much more here. Subscribe now, you won't regret it.